may be seated. I'd like to invite the children to come forward for the children's message. How are you today? Do we have a visitor with us? We'll welcome her for you could hear her name. What's her name? Isabella. Have we met before, Isabella? No? Oh. How are you guys? You like sitting right there, don't you? You just push me, you know, I'll move. It's okay. I'm going to show you guys something. I don't know if you can be able to see this. See this? All cars. These are all the cars I've had. Actually, there's a couple missing. The two I have now are not on here. But Volkswagens, Plymouths, Ramblers.
That's not a car.
That's a motorcycle, yeah. I don't have that anymore either. Although, I think I'm going to have to get another motorcycle. Your dad has two? He never rides the motorcycles? Maybe I should buy one of the motorcycles from your dad. Newt, we'll have a talk later. Anyway, this car is actually my grandfather's car. That's a Packard. You've never heard of those. They don't make them anymore. Yeah, I look at this list and I think, oh boy, I've had a lot of cars, haven't I? This is the car I cut the top off of and made a convertible. That was a lot of fun too. I have to add to this because I think the two cars I have now are not on here. Plus, I think there's another couple of cars I missed. So I used to keep count of this, but I've had 30 or 35 cars. I'm not sure how many.
Why'd you get so many cars?
Why'd I get so many cars? Because I love cars.
Why is there white slippers?
Because I'm a sloppy painter, I think. Anyway. These, you guys, what do you call these? Punch buggies? How many of you had the old Volkswagen Bugs? Oh, those were great cars. Those were great, great cars. Oh, I wish they still made them, but anyway. Of course, they'd probably cost about $30,000, which would, pardon me? They have them in Hot Wheels. Well, I've been in love with cars ever since I was a very little boy, and when I would go see my grandmother, one of the things we always would do would be to walk over to the dime store, which is another thing we don't have anymore. But we used to go to this store, which was like, it was like a Walmart without all the oppression of the workers that happens in Walmart and all the corporate finagling and all the putting the mom and pop stores out of business. There's a political commentary in there about Walmart. But at any rate, so we used to go there, and my grandmother would always buy me a toy car. Some little toy car. They were little plastic cars in those days.
What if you thought it was a little cookie and you tried biting on it?
I never ate a car, Emily. Believe me. Boy, the creative imagination of children. It's just amazing. So anyway, I would go to the store with my grandmother, and she would say, now pick out a car, one car, and I would pick out this car, and I would buy this, she would buy this car for me, and I would come home and add it to my collection. You know that I collect toy cars now, right? You've seen them in my office and all other places.
My brother has a whole closet.
Your brother has a closet full of cars. Wow. Oh, well, I hope he gets better soon. Anyway, one day, a car about this size, this is a car from my collection, that's a Gremlin. Car about this size, there were two cars, as I recall, and I wanted both of them. But my grandmother's rule was, and I didn't even ask her, my grandmother's rule was, you can get one car, because every week she would buy me another car. So if she bought me a car every week when I visited her, how many cars would she buy me in a year? 52. Excellent. So that's a lot of cars to buy a kid in a year. So she never bought me more than one. But there were two cars like this. The one that I was going to buy and another one, and I don't remember what it was, but I wanted both of these cars. And they were about this size. So I was holding them and looking at them.
Easter and everything, we should get cars.
You should get cars for the holidays and gifts? Yeah, I did. Did you get cars?
No.
You don't like cars that much? I was crazy about them and still am. Anyway, so you know what I did, because I saw these two cars and I was going to buy the one my grandmother was going to pay for. You know what I did with the other one? And put it in my pocket. I was 7 years old. And I wanted that car so badly, I put it in my pocket. So I got home and I was playing with my cars. My grandmother said, "Where did that other car come from?" How do you think I felt? Oh, I can feel it today, how badly I felt. I have the same exact feeling right now while I'm telling you. If I'd left the money on the counter, it'd be a different thing, Emily, but I didn't leave the money on the counter. I didn't have any money. So there was that car. My grandmother said, "Well, what do you think we should do about that car?"
Take it back.
Take it back, yeah. So I took the car back and I gave it to the lady at the counter and I said, "I put this car in my pocket and I'm very sorry and I wanted to give it back." So my grandmother and I walked home. You know, my grandmother didn't talk to me for about an hour. And she said to me, after an hour, she thought about things, and she said to me, "You know, every time you do something that's not your best, every time you do something that you know is wrong, a little piece of you chips off. A little piece of you chips off. And you're not the same person you used to be." I always remembered that. And I think sometimes there's times when I do something, not that I steal something, but I do something just to get by. And then I say to myself, is this the best I can do? And what's the answer? No. Sometimes I don't do my best. And you know, I had an experience this week. I was talking with somebody, and there was a big problem where they worked. Big problem. And you know what the problem was? People were taking stuff at work home with them. They were taking pads of paper and pens. They were taking other kinds of things that the company made that were small enough, and they would just stick them in their briefcase and take them home and not pay for them. And when somebody got caught doing this, they said, "Everybody does it." It was only pens. It was only paper. It was only, there were other kinds of products that were a little bit more expensive than pens and paper. Everybody does it. See, you guys make faces when you hear that. You can't see them. See, we're thinking, yeah, everybody does it. One person said to me one time, "It's stress compensation. This job is so stressful. I just take some things home. Nobody notices. It's stress compensation." And all those people had little pieces of them breaking off. And every time they went out the door, they weren't the same person they were when they came in the door. See, Jesus, when he talks to us during Lent, he talks about, we're going to talk about later with the big people, we're going to talk about temptations. You know what temptation is? Temptation is there's one piece of cake left, and it's got this great frosting on it, but you already had your piece of cake, right? And your mom or dad or somebody says, there's only one piece left, and that's for Aunt Sadie when she comes over. We're going to save it for her. But that piece of cake is calling you, isn't it? It's saying, "Chloe, come and get a piece of this cake." It's saying, just poke your finger in the corner and get a little of the frosting. Nobody will notice.